All right. Good morning. We, I think, are ready to roll. Welcome, everybody. All right. It's good to be here. It's good to see you. Yeah, we are going to jump in and talk about DISC today. We're gonna talk about communication and going to share a little bit about first I'm gonna try to condense about 12 or 14 years of um, information into about 20 minutes for you. So hopefully you had your Wheaties this morning, you got your cup of coffee, you got man, do they even make Wheaties anymore? I don't know. uh, I was thinking about superheroes this morning, and because I think DISC really is your superhero, your superpower, right? For sales and communication, and so yeah, it's again really great to be here. Excited to share this information with you this morning, and so let's jump into it. I'm going to share my screen here. And let's get over to our slides and jump right in. So, yeah, DISC. It really is your communication superpower. So, what is DISC, right? Um, it's DISC is a tool, right? It's a concept, it's an idea that we can all kind of fit into a box. But before we get into that, like, let's briefly go over what we're going to cover today, and share a little bit about myself, how I got here, and why I think DISC is important, right? So what is DISC, why it matters, and we got there's four quadrants to DISC, and so we're gonna explain what those are, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about DISC in action, right? How do we use this? My goal for you today is really to take one little piece of this information and be able to go out and actually apply it today and see a tangible result from this information, right? From taking what you've learned today, right? Knowledge is great, but knowledge without action is really kind of a waste of time, right? What do we do with it if we're just bringing it in and we're learning it and we're not applying it? Then what was the point in learning it, right? So so the best thing I've found is uh you know take one little nugget from what you've learned in your class, in your webinar, in your reading, right? And go out and immediately apply it. Don't wait till tomorrow, don't wait till next week. Apply it today, right? And see that result, and that's what's gonna trigger, right, the endorphins, the dopamine, and get your dopamine rush from applying knowledge that you've learned, rather than doom scrolling through the phone and YouTube and Facebook and those things, right? The stuff is great. So let's jump right into it, and I'll stop rambling here. And yeah, what is DISC? It's a behavior assessment tool, based on the DISC theory of psychologist William Marston, and it's been around for forever, right? We'll get into the history of it here in just a second, but first, I'll share a little bit about me and who I am, why I'm even qualified to share this with you today. And first, I just love my family. They're the reason I do what I do. And so we got my beautiful wife down here, our youngest daughter here. This is Marcy. Forgot to introduce my wife, Marcy. I did that once at a at a President's Club conference, right, in award ceremony, and I don't think she still let me live that down. But anyways, Amelia, our five grandkids, our two pups. This is two of our three pups, and this is just a crazy photo. I like to have fun. I don't know if you can tell, but I got a lot of energy like stuck inside me, and it just sometimes it's got to come out, right? And this was at a fundraiser, Tom Douglas in Seattle. If you're here local and you know who that is, Tom Douglas, amazing business and restaurateur. And anyways, he put on this event each year for several years in a row for Food Lifeline, and this was a group of us that participated in that one year. So yeah, that's me and the fam. Why am I here? What's the street cred, right? What are my qualifications to even be here this morning? Um, I like to think that I've been in sales most of my life. Started my first quote unquote business right around the third grade, fourth grade, selling crawdads door to door. We grew up pretty poor, and I realized early that, man, if I wanted some money, then all I had to do was go do something for it, right? Work for it. And I found that I don't even remember how I discovered this, but people actually pay for things, right? And when you're a cute little kid that is, coming up to your door with a bucket of crawdads, people actually give you money for those. So I'd sell them for a nickel, 10 cents, 25 cents a piece, door to door on the way back to town. And that was my video game and candy money. So literally been doing door to door sales almost my whole life. Been in sales professionally for well over 20 years, and actively studying sales and leadership for well over a decade. And when I say actively, like I take this stuff very seriously. And as much fun as I love to have, man, I also like to get serious. And when it comes to personal development, professional development, sales development specifically, I get really serious, really passionate about that. And I love, that's where I found that uh, my passion is really helping you to break through your first couple years of sales struggles, and really come out light years ahead, faster than what I did back in my time as a new rep. I've been at the bottom of the spreadsheet, like at the bottom of the spreadsheet. And I've been very fortunate to work my way up to the top of the spreadsheet. And most recently, with the corporation that I left to build my business here, is was at the top of the sheet for 10 years in a row, 10 consecutive years in a row. And as many of you know, getting to the top in an organization is difficult. It's a lot of hard work. Sales is not like, we're going to go out there and it's not manual. It's not we're not busting our butt out there, physically, but mentally it's a grind, right? It's an absolute grind out there. We're getting our teeth kicked in every day. And who signs up for a world of rejection, right? Us crazy salespeople. So to get to the top is difficult. And for anybody, everybody, striving for that, and you haven't made it yet, keep going. Don't give up, and put the work in, and you will make it. It's even harder to maintain that and get back there the next year, because there's always somebody on your heels, right? There's always somebody vying for that top position. And when you make your personal development, your professional development, your sales and leadership development a priority, and really focus on that growth, right? And always strive to learn something new every day. That's what makes it possible to get back there year after year after year. And it's phenomenal. It was a phenomenal experience, and that's how I got here, is realizing that my passion is truly helping new sales reps develop to get to that number one position. All right. So That's me, and let's jump in and dive into disc and how we can utilize this and make this our superpower. So if you're brand new to disc, disc is not brand new to us. Disc has been around in some form since 444 BC. Empicledes, Em- all right, I always mess up this name. Anyways, this fine dude here with the awesome beard is has been around forever. Hippocrates, right? These guys really started understanding that there's a pattern to human behavior, and we won't get into the details of these guys, but where it really started, in modern times, is with Carl Jung, with Myers Briggs back in 1921, and he developed, the thinking, feeling, sensing, intuition, right? These qualities that people have innately in them, right? That they're more thinking focused, they're more feeling empathetic, right? Focused, outwardly or inwardly sensing, and then intuition. So he kind of started this off in the 20s, and then shortly thereafter we got William Marston, just again right after 1928, who came up with the first disc model, and disc simply just stands for dominance, influence, steadiness, and compliance. And there's a handful of different. Excuse me, one second. There's a handful of different models out there based off of this, but you can relate these all back to William Marston and what he discovered back in the 20s, late 20s, early 30s. Um, so moving along, yep, let's get to it. What is disc, right? And what does it stand for? Again, disc stands for dominance, direct or dynamic, influencing, steadiness or stable, conscientious, or contemplative. And these are the four personality traits that really we can all fit into. Not to fit us into a box, right? Because nobody wants to be stuffed in a box and be like and labeled. But when we're talking about sales and connecting and communication, how do we how do we quickly, like within seconds, uh start to understand somebody's communication style, so that we can best connect with them, right? And I think this model, I don't think, I know that this model is the fastest to implement, the fastest to learn, the simplest, but also the most accurate in the sales arena, for making those connections and truly serving, right, your clients in a way that honors them. And we'll talk a little bit more about that a little later. So cruising along, let's see, we have uh understanding sorry, I got distracted. Understanding disc helps us in tailoring our communication according to individual personality types, enhancing interpersonal interactions. That's a mouthful. Really, all this means is learning to tailor your communication style to better suit and match the communication style of the individual or group that you're communicating to, so that they receive the information in a manner that best resonates internally with them, with their communication style. Um, it's it's amazing when we think about um, truly connecting with somebody, and we can be really great at delivering a message in our own communication style, right? Because it's natural to us, right? This is how I communicate, this is who I am, right? I'm extremely outgoing and boisterous and animated, or I'm very direct and very short and very to the point, right? Not short vertically, right, but to the point. right? Or maybe very contemplative, and I'm really going to think through the message and make sure that somebody has all of the details, right? But if you are the person with the dominant, direct personality, and somebody's communicating to you from a C point of view, contemplative, where they're sharing all of the details. Are you really interested in all the details? Probably not. Are you engaged in the conversation? Probably not, right? So learning to tailor that communication, not how we best want to deliver it, but how our clients, our prospects, our audience best receives it. All right. So why does this matter? Well, we just talked about that, right? Effective communication in sales isn't just about speaking well; it's about connecting. It's about different customers have different communication preferences and needs, right? And truly understanding what those preferences are, so that we can tailor again our message so that they can best receive that. So tailoring your approach to these preferences can significantly improve sales success and customer satisfaction. Hands down, 100%. This is why we're doing this, right? To improve sales success and customer satisfaction. We all got into sales so we can make money. We're not out there, getting our teeth kicked in every day, grinding it out so that we can go home and struggle to pay the bills. That's no fun, right? So how do we increase our sales? How do we improve our performance? And this tool is just one of those. One of those Disc is one of those tools. All right, so the four personality types. Let's dive into these with a little more clarity and share what we got here. So D is the first one, and again, dominance or direct. And why is my clicker not clicking? There we go. I for influence, and S for steadiness, and C for conscientious. And D, characteristics are direct, results oriented, strong willed. Um, Engagement tips: be clear, be specific, and to the point. Focus on the results and the efficiency. Excuse me. We got characteristics: sociable, talkative, enthusiastic. This is your, outgoing, your life of the party kind of person, right? Communication tips: use a friendly and engaging approach, share stories, and express optimism. All right, S, steadiness, stable. Characteristics are gentle, accommodating, soft hearted. Your approach: be sincere and patient. Give them time to trust you. Some people say that S's are the hardest to sell to. Uh, in my opinion, S's approached incorrectly can be and will be the hardest to sell to. S is approached through DISC and tailoring your communication and personality to suit them is the best to sell to. And the reason for that is S's are loyal. S's are they thrive on connection and communication. And when we can truly connect with them in a way that resonates with them, we've built that trust, and that's so needed in sales to right to get to earn the business, right? So they can be the toughest, but they can also be your best customer, your best client. C, conscientious. Characteristics: analytical, reserved, precise. C's are your typically, not always, right? But typically, your engineers, your accountants, numbers, facts, right? They're focus on facts and details, and be prepared and methodical. You definitely don't want to show up to a sales meeting with a C and not be prepared with your facts and your figures, your information. That's going to be a complete turnoff to them, and they're going to be like, "You're wasting my time." So again, tailoring your communication doesn't always mean that the verbal communication, but the written and the how we show up for those meetings as well. Everything about us is communicating. How we walk into that room, how we dress, right? Our appearance. Are you well put together and organized? If you go into a meeting with uh, a C and you got papers flying out everywhere, you got your binder's a mess, it's not a good look, so be aware. And then finally, tailoring your approach. What does this look like? We want to identify clues about a customer's disc profile through their communication style and behavior. And this is the part that takes practice, repetition, intentionality, and really um, active listening and active engagement in our uh, interactions, right, with our clients and prospects. All right. Adjust your sales technique to match their disc profile. Just talked about that. This might mean being more direct or more engaging, more patient or more detailed. And these things, if we're a high C and we're communicating with a high D, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be awkward at first to mirror to match that high D personality style. But trust me, in the end, it's absolutely worth it, and you will see marked huge improvement in your closing rates, in your customer satisfaction, your client satisfaction, when you can truly communicate with them on a level that best resonates within them. All right, what else we got? Case study, disc in action. All right, so I want to share a little bit about Madison, who is a CEO and a high D, and was really kind of struggling to close deals. And then after learning her communication style, right, and it starts there. In order to understand others, we first need to understand ourselves, right, and how we best communicate. And so through learning about DISC and how she communicates, and then being able to see this in others, she's better able to adapt her communication style to that of her prospects. And the benefits include improved client relationships, higher sales success rates, and enhanced team communication. Madison went from her and her team went from just a couple deals every few weeks or month, 6 weeks. And after learning DISC and applying this, such an amazing student, and she just went out and applied it right away, and immediately was seeing tremendous results. So this stuff works. It works quick. It's again one of the easiest things to learn and implement. It does take practice and time, and again intentionality to really get good at it. Um, so how do we leverage DISC effectively? We want to listen actively and understand the DISC style of your client or prospect, right? Don't assume that one size fits all. Adaptability is key, right? We all have all of these traits within us, and it's not a matter of like I'm always an I or I'm always a C. It's sometimes my C is a little higher than my I, right? But overall, we all have a dominant part of us that tends to exude itself in most situations, and those are the ones that we're looking for, right? Is what's the dominant trait that we're seeing in this person, and then we can start working with that. Use DISC profiling as a guide, not a strict rule book, right? This is not a black and white, one size fits all, right? Again, people exhibit traits from more than one profile. Um, Enhancing your sales communication strategy, integrating DISC profiling into your sales approach can significantly enhance communication and connection with your clients. I'm going to add that it will significantly enhance communication, not can, but if you learn this and you apply it and you really practice it, this absolutely will enhance your communication and connection with your clients and prospects. So you want to start by practicing DISC identification in your daily interactions to build up your skills. And we have some cool tools that I'll post in the comments below that you can get started with right away. And one of those is a DISC cheat sheet. It's 3x5 card, 5x6 cards. That you can have in your car, on your seat. Actually, I got one right here that so this is what we'll post up in the comments for you, and you can download this. It's free. Grab this, print it out, and it's it's an amazing tool to help get you started. That's it. Man, oh, I didn't realize we were already to the end of DISC. This is super short today, and I am super glad you guys are able to be here and share this time with me. Really, if you want to, if you'd like to learn more and get involved in more of our programs, especially DISC, we have some great introductory programs that to get you started in that learning path of DISC. And people that we serve, entrepreneurs, sales professionals, corporate teams. So at all levels of your sales and leadership path, we have programs for you. And that's it. Yeah. So appreciate you spending time with us today. Thank you very much. Look in the comments below for your DISC download, DISC cheat sheet cards download, and we'll see you next week. Be here every Thursday at 9. I know a little late today because my calendar got messed up, but yeah, every Thursday at 9, and you can find the replay of this on our YouTube channel at Accelerate Sales in YouTube. So thanks, everybody. Have an awesome rest of the week, and take care.